Welcome to this week's Joe Cooks. Hope everyone's had a nice weekend. Well, we're having a typical British summer this year. Red hot 2 days ago, freezing cold today, so perfect for a bit of comfort food. And we're going to have a go at making the cheese and onion potato bake. The one I swapped out last week, it's back. So we'll have a quick run through the ingredients, look at the equipment that we're going to be using, then we'll get on with it, mate. We'll get on with it. Handful of ingredients in this one, nothing too fancy in that, but we're going to be using about 650 grams of potatoes which I've sliced thinly. I've sliced them about 3 or 4 mil thick in that. I've covered them in water for now, but I'm going to drain them and I'm going to blast them in the microwave for about 5 minutes. We'll be using a couple of 100 grams of frozen sliced red onions. You can use white onions if you want, that's fine, you just get a sharper taste than that. I've chosen these frozen ones, they're great. I'm using 200 grams of mature cheddar cheese, which I've grated up and put in a tub. About a pint of milk, about 20 grams of flour to thicken my sauce, about 30 grams of butter, and salt and pepper. And the equipment, like I said, really easy. We're going to be using the saucepan to make a cheese sauce and that with. Really quick, really easy. We're going to be using the oven. And that'll be on about 180 for about 45 minutes to an hour. And we're going to be using a bowl. Right, let's get our sleeves up and get stuck into this one. Right, our first task is to get our potatoes in the microwave. I've drained these ones off. I'm just going to put a lid on. I'm going to whack it in the microwave for about 4 or 5 minutes just to start the cooking process off and that. And they'll cook a little bit quicker in the oven. And yeah, we'll move over, we'll do a cheese sauce, we'll bring it together, and job's a good one. Time to knock up a nice cheesy sauce now. What I've done, I've put my butter in a saucepan, I've got it on number 4, and I'm just going to let it melt gently in that. Thing about a good cheese sauce is just to be a little bit patient and a little bit gentle with it. And while that's melting, I've took my potatoes out the microwave, and I've took a lid off, and I'm just going to stand them to one side and let them steam themselves dry in that. The lush, look at that. So they can just sit to one side while we knock up with sauce and that. The thing with the cheese sauce is, just don't let the butter burn. You'll be fine. I'll be using a wooden spoon to make my cheese sauce with and that. You can use whatever you want, a whisk or whatever. But I just find a wooden spoon's nice and that. Right, once the butter's melted like that, we're just going to tip the flour in. We're just going to give it a good stir. We're making like a roux. We don't want this to burn. We just keep it moving until all the butter's been absorbed into the flour. You'll see it. It doesn't take long. Look at that. It's nearly done now. And I think that's a roux. Is it a roux? Very good. What we're going to do, we're going to go in with about half the milk to start with. We're just going to let it gently warm itself up. Keep stirring it and that. And you'll find it'll just thicken itself up nicely in that. It's lush. I'll probably speed this bit up a little bit because it's like watching paint dry. But once it warms up, we'll show you. This is warmed up a treat now, and you can see it's like rolling a bit. Just keep stirring it, and it'll start thickening itself up. You're looking for like a thin crusted consistency. This is nearly perfect. If yours looks a bit too thick in that, just hit it with a splash more of the milk, you know. Thin it out a little bit, it'll be fine. You just want to cook this out for a couple of minutes, and that'll take away all that floury taste. That's perfect, that's perfect. With your pan either turned off, or you can just take it off the heat and just stick it to one side like that. What you want to do is just put about 3/4 of the cheese in. I'm going to start with one decent handful, give it a stir, then go in with some more. You want to keep about 1/4 of it for topping it at the end. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? It all melt in nicely in that. The smell's incredible. Hey, look at that, lovely thick cheese sauce. Cheesier than last time. Right, I'm going to put a little bit more in. I'm going to keep this lot for scattering over the top. And that's with cheese sauce done, mate. I'm just going to take it completely off the heat now. Stick it to one side. Gather all my bits together and we'll start constructing this cheese and onion bake. Fantastic. Right, let's construct our masterpiece. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the paper that I got the butter in. I'm just going to smear the inside of the bowl, give it a good greasing and that. That just helps the potatoes to not stick and that, and you won't end up with a burnt mess and that. Brilliant, brilliant. So we'll get rid of that. And it's just a case of building it up in layers. So we'll go in with a nice layer of potatoes. Tell us in the comments how you make your cheese sauces and that, or what you put in your potato bakes. Because you can have all sorts, you know, you can have all sorts. I don't think this will be the first or last cheese bake that you see on the channel anyway. But yeah, we've got that in. Go in with a handful of the onions. A little bit of salt. I don't like the salted cheese sauce too much because it can end up a bit too salty. Then we're going to go in with a bit of the cheese sauce. Just a layer. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Give it a good shake about and off we'll go again. Another layer of potatoes, another layer of sauce. I'll speed this one up for you. I'm going to use the rest of the sauce just to go through any gaps in that. There's a bit of gap there in that, bit of cabbage. Just fill it all up, might as well use it. Nothing goes to waste on this channel, nothing. Let's get it in there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover the rest of the grated cheese. Get that over the top. This is going to go into a preheated oven at 180 for about 40 minutes with some tin foil on. Then after 40 minutes, we'll remove the tin foil and we'll let the cheese brown off. We've reached the 40-minute mark. I've just pulled it out of the oven. We're just going to have a look, see how we're getting on. We're going to remove this tin foil. Look at this. Look at that. Doesn't that look lush? Fantastic. Right. I'm going to return this back to the oven now for about 10-15 minutes. Just let everything start melting up and golden brown and that. Just time to set a plate up with a bit of salad on and that, and we'll see what we've cooked. Absolutely delicious. Delicious. Right, all that's left is to bring in what we've made, and what a cracker this one is. Check that one out. Look at that. Imagine that on a nice overcast summer day in Britain. Fantastic, fantastic. Cheese has melted nicely in that. It's all gone golden brown. It's perfect. Got the edges of potatoes sticking up in that. I'm going to bring a plate in. We'll have a little taste and we'll say our goodbyes. This is my favourite part of the video every week. Taste time, taste time. Look at that, look at that. Lovely cheese sauce in that. Onions. Like I say, the red just puts a nice little bit of colour in it as well. I'll get a bit of cheese sauce on the go in that. This should do about 4 portions. Everything you need will be in the description as normal in that. But we'll get rid of this. And we'll bring this one in. Check that out. Absolutely fantastic. Where's my spoon? Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button, hit subscribe and that. Tell us in the comments what you'd like us to see us cook and that. I'll have a go at anything me and that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Quick taste of this. Get a potato and that. Absolutely fantastic. Get in the kitchen, give it a go. And I'll see you all next week. Don't know what we're cooking yet, but we'll come up with something. See you next week.